In every classic Sonic game, there's been some sort of debug mode. Sonic Mania's debug mode is really interesting and it can be turned on from the no save menu without use of any external cheats. By loading up the no save game, you can do some pretty interesting stuff, and in this two-part series, I'm going to be going over some of the interesting stuff that you can do. Part 1 will be explaining all about debug mode, how it works, what all the symbols mean, and Part 2 will just be mucking around, seeing what secrets I can find, and trying to exploit the game in any way I can. So, without further ado, I'll meet you guys in Green Hill Zone. So here we are at Green Hill Zone, Act 1. Once the hard-boiled heavies fly off, we can now start to play with debug mode. The controls are on screen right now for debug mode, as it's different to every platform. But as you can see, I can turn into a ring and move around using the control pad. I can switch between items and various stage assets. And now we're back to normal. You can press this button to place an object. You can place as many as you want. I don't think there's a hard-coded limit. Tails will follow you and stop following you when you go out and in the debug mode. Monitors work a little differently. They sort of like chain next to each other for some reason, so they don't obey gravity until you actually hit them. So if we go up here, we can see that bouncing on these will in fact enable the gravity on them, and you can see their corpses will just fall down to the ground there. Now, going back into debug mode, you can actually cycle through the monitors. Now, you can't actually do this anymore in the latest update, but you can place down a load of random monitors, and those will give you random power-ups from the two-player mode. Again, the two-player mode has been patched out, so you cannot spawn the question mark or the teleporter. So flying around, you can go pretty fast if you build up enough momentum. Going off screen in the top corner will put Sonic back to where he is. You can move Sonic underground. If he is stuck in a floor, he will just push against it, as demonstrated here. If he falls below, you can see that he dies. If you go back into debug mode, you can revert the death. The camera will be stuck though until the next time you get out of debug mode. So if you fly off screen, the camera will start to follow you. As you can see, you can fly around freely, and when I get out, you can see that the camera instantly locks back to Sonic. Going inside certain small objects will just push Sonic out, as you can see by that rock. Moving on further in the level, we can see if we go into debug here, we have a lot of stuff. These white boxes around these cliffs represent that they are temporary platforms, and as such, if you stand on them, they'll crumble away. The AH, I actually don't know, but AL stands for Advanced Layer. We'll go going into the Advanced Layer in a few moments. So as you can see, this Advanced Layer and AH outlines all of this. Now going into this loop-the-loop here, we can see that we have BL and AL. Advanced Layer and Background Layer. So think of them as Layer A and Layer B. Sonic moves through the loop-the-loop, hits the background layer, allowing him to pass through on the other side, and then is put back on the advanced layer. Like so. These S represent spins. So if Sonic touches this, he will be instantly put into a ball, as you can see. These can be backwards, and they do not have a specific direction, so if you enter them one way, you will go that same way. So as you can see, I can enter it that way, or I can enter it the other way, and the same effect will apply. As you can see, we have more boxes. These also represent temporary walls, which Sonic can break, as shown here. Here we have more advanced layer scripts and stuff like that. I'm not sure what this advanced layer thing here is for, but I'm assuming it's so Sonic can walk through the terrain a little bit to get that extra life. If Sonic does have speed shoes, it has sort of some glitchy effects, as you can see. It creates like an after image. This is normal. This is what the behaviour of the speed shoes do anyway. Again, the advanced layer and the background layer. For some reason, the advanced layer extends all the way up here. So if you were to somehow go through the wall, it would not be possible. Sometimes the camera moves and locks in specific places. The developers were really sneaky on how they achieved this and prevented the camera from going outside its normal boundaries in debug mode, but this can easily be exploited. Again, going through the level, we can see that not much is going on apart from the advanced layer and the background layer. This is pretty interesting though. Sonic is now on the background layer and is able to push this rock. Again, going through here, he is now on the background layer, allowing him to go through sort of the world in sort of way, but intentionally. And you can see Sonic is put back on the advanced layer, and now that Sonic is on the advanced layer, you can see there that he wasn't able to go through that bit. Again, we've got more S's. And coming up to the boss, we can see that nearly every boss fight extends up a long way. So if we put Sonic back, we can see that the boss does spawn. And just a little note, if Sonic is stopping the wall, if you mash the jump button, he'll ascend. And as you can see, he's on the top of the world here. But if I go back down, you can see that the boss is still there and functioning as normal. The camera has locked, and we can beat him fairly quickly, hopefully, with the help of debug mode. You can place a load of objects. I never actually talked about this, but you can place objects, and some of them are beta objects, like these balls which have physics on them, which are pretty cool. And you can see Tails has finished off the boss fight. And once the act has been cleared, all of the objects that you've placed will be removed from memory. And on to the next zone. So that's a basic overview of how the debug mode works. Again, I don't know what AH means, but there you go. No one actually knows what it means either. So that's a basic description of debug mode in about 8 minutes. Now, the possibilities with debug mode truly are pretty much limitless. You can do a lot of stuff which the developers didn't intend you to do. Now, going through the stage again, you can see Green Hill 2 introduces these little Eggman symbols. If Sonic is trapped in these, he'll be pushed out, or if he's inside them enough, he will actually die. So yeah, as you can see, if I put him in there, you can clearly see that he falls through. And if I submerge him deep enough, he will just, in fact, die like that. So just a little bit of an extra information there regarding the Eggman little things. And that is debug mode in its entirety. Now that all the boring stuff is out of the way, in part 2 I'll be going into what you can actually do with debug mode, as well as bypassing some of the limits the game developers actually put in the game. So I really do hope you enjoyed this little insight look. It was a bit boring, I know, but now that the debug mode explanation is out of the way, I can move on to bigger and more exciting things. So I think you'll really like the next episode, as we tend to crash the game a lot, which is pretty funny, and do some unintended maneuvers. But hopefully you enjoyed this little sort of, you know, insight into what everything means. Unfortunately, I do not know what AH means, but maybe some bit of information will come to light as to what that actually stands for. Now, eagle-eyed viewers will know that the AH, AL, and S actually came from the Sonic 1 and 2 mobile phones. Of course, this game is built on the Retro engine, and yeah, so if you want to check out more debug mode shenanigans, then I highly recommend you input the debug mode code, play around, sort of what you can do with that. But for this little mini series, I'm going to be as well as all the stuff you can do in there. So anyway, thank you guys for watching again.